Good morning, everybody. I'm still not completely situated. Let me do that here. Gotta get these ear things in. Hey, welcome back to Coffee and Darts. On this channel, I interview professional darts players, manufacturers, other YouTubers and streamers, and of course, subscribers as well. So if you are here and excited about our big announcement, please give me a ton 80 in the comments. And also, if you're not currently a subscriber and you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, why don't you subscribe or like us, and maybe you'll be on the show. I am looking for a few, we've got some stuff lined up, but I am looking for a few subscribers that would like to just come on the show and talk darts, especially with all the cool, fun stuff that's about to happen with the PDC. Basically, darts will be back next week, so excited about that. Chiefs won. We'll talk briefly about that, but we're going to talk some cool, exciting announcement today. I can't wait to share that with you guys. But before we do that, I want to thank my sponsors. Of course, there is the beautiful and wonderful Shot Darts. They make incredibly beautiful barrels, including the B52 steel tip and now soft tip barrels. But Shot Darts been helping the darts community for 50 years. Well, we can say over 50 years now because it is a new year. So for over 50 years, and they're actually really cool to work with. And then I got to give a shout out to everybody over at Magicware, where you can get your really cool ready designs, your semi-designed designs where you can design part of it yourself. And then, of course, your fully custom design. You can bring your own design or have them design it, and it's relatively, bottom line, it's pretty expensive. No, it's cheap. It's awesome. It's great. It's great fun. Price-wise, seriously, price-wise, it's some of the best pricing out there for a fully custom jersey. And then I want to thank Condor, the Zero Stress flight and shaft system. Really good stuff there as well. They have the Axe system, which I currently play with, and I know a lot of you are finding that to be a great system as well. All right. Let's get into the show today. I'm excited about getting to share some coffee news with you. This is going to be a shorter show than normal. Normally, I try and do an hour. I've got to be somewhere at 8 o'clock today, so I got to do a short show. So if you're in, awesome. Thanks for being here, and you're going to get to know stuff. And the people that typically pop in a little bit later on aren't going to. They have to go back and watch the replay. So good morning, Christopher. Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Osti. Osti, like the new little page you got going there in Facebook. That's awesome. Good afternoon, morning, evening, whatever it is, Scottish lad. What's going on, Will Stewart? It's good to see you, man. I need to call you. Just catch up, see how things are going. What's going on, Mr. Larry Winger? Which, by the way, if you guys play him in darts, he's actually much better than he lets you think he is. So be careful with that guy right there. But here is the exciting, cool news. Two things. I want to let you guys know I'm doing a show this Thursday. We're going to kind of get back into that groove of doing 2 shows a week. And I've got the gentleman, Rob Balbast, who's coming on. He is a social media guy. He teaches social media, but he focuses a lot on YouTube and video creation and doing live stream stuff. So why would I bring someone like that onto a dart show? Well, I know some of you guys do YouTube and the live streaming, but more importantly, since darts has grown to this phenomenal online play situation where we're seeing an incredible amount of online play every single day, there is online play that you can be a part of. We're seeing semi-pro guys and pro guys just all the time now on the social medias, basically Facebook and YouTube. But you need to have a presence, and you need to know how to build that presence and do it right so that companies like Shot Darts, companies like Target, Red Dragon, and all the different manufacturers of barrels, and then L-Style and Condor and all the manufacturers of flights and shafts and so on, jerseys and different products that you can get sponsorship from, can see you. And having that platform and understanding how to use it is going to be huge for you, and how to build a personal brand is going to be a big thing. And we're going to talk about that this Thursday. It's at 8 a.m. Pacific, Standard Time, and he'll be with us for an hour. And then Rob, you can certainly go over to his page, and he's got a Facebook page that you can follow along, and he just does this stuff throughout the week, talks about Instagram and LinkedIn and how to use all the different social media pieces to build a personal brand, which is what we need to be doing as darts players. And if you do the streaming stuff, you'll need to do that as well. What's going on there, Mr. Ricky? What's going on, Love Darts? How's it going? Just a quick, I'll reiterate what I just said near the end of the show today. Again, it's going to be a quicker show than normal, but the big announcement is coffee. We have coffee. I have an open one. I'm going to show you guys the coffee, but the label's actually different. We've been playing with different labels. The coffee is now available on the website. So I have worked with a roaster that is local. They're about 20 minutes from me, and they roast coffee, and they get beans from all around the world. And we've come up with, I think I've got 10 variations that we currently have. We are creating some different labels. This was one that we played with for the Bombardiers. I didn't really like the layout, so we're messing with that. We're coming up with specific flavors. There will be, if this takes off of like a flavor of the month type of thing for like the Bombardiers, and I'm going to create a different logo. I'm not totally sold on that one, and so forth. So we're going to come up with some cool flavors, different things that are there. So if you go to the website, you will see, and this is from Tanzania. This one right here, this is one of my favorites. This is more what I would think of for a coffee roast. It's nice and light brown. Let's see if you guys can see that. If the camera will pick that up. See the nice light brown. Hasn't been burnt as much, but got such an incredible smell. Great stuff. And then, of course, we have darker roasts. I could go into all the idea of coffee because I love coffee and doing like personal roasts. You can do it on a pan. It's a pain because you have to shake it constantly to get the cracking, the refracting of the bean. But they have like little makers and stuff. So anyway, coffee is available. So for coffee in the morning, you can have yourself a coffee in the morning mug, an actual coffee that is Atomic Darts Coffee, or really the brand is Coffee and Darts Coffee. So that's the big announcement. Everybody's been asking about coffee. I started working on this last year. It's been quite a process to, find someone that can do it. And I wanted someone local. There are some companies that can do this stuff in other areas of the country, and I can always use them to do things, but I wanted someone local so that I would understand the flavors and how the systems are working and what they're doing and what the roasting process is. And so there is a roaster that's in Temecula, California, not too far from me. And they've got a ton of different types of beans. There's way more than what I picked, but I picked some specific single origin stuff. There's one organic in there. They're bringing in more organic beans, which makes me happy because I like the organic beans. There's some single origin, there's some organic beans, and then there's some flavored beans like a French roast and so forth. And then we're going to be creating a couple of flavors specific for us, for the darts community. I want to show you just briefly the website, which, by the way, is having a lot of work done to it as well over the next week or two, since I'm doing a big chunk of it. But there will be some changes coming on, some new products being added. We're looking at carrying maybe a few darts, specifically some shot stuff that we'll have inventory on, maybe some Loxley darts, because right now in the US, it's hard to get your hands on the Loxley product. So we may bring in a few of those. And yes, Will Stewart, we do have a dark roast. The Mexico origin one is definitely dark roast, and the Bali blue is, but if you see them in there, there's comments or there are not comments, but there's descriptions of the coffee. So check that stuff out. Let me know your thoughts on the coffee on the website. I'm going to share that screen so you guys can see it. Oops, got to do this. Got to turn the other monitor on and move this over. All the stuff you have to do when doing this stuff. It's crazy. All right. we're going to share this screen with you guys. You can see this here. This is the website if you've never seen it, the Atomic Darts website. We're in the process of updating these photos since I have the box in. And there's a new jersey coming out shortly that will be available for this quarter. Should be a little bit more fun in the sun. But here's the coffee thing. So you got 12 ounce bags, 1 pound, 2 pound bags. There's 10 flavors. Let's go over to coffee real quick. So this is the coffee right here. Different types of flavors and origins for you, so you can check those things out. And we'll be updating this page as well. This was kind of put together yesterday. But the Tanzania, which should say Coffee and Darts Tanzania, need to change that. That's the one I just showed you guys. That's super good. I've had that a couple of times. But you're going to like these. We do have some flavored ones with the Mexican chocolate, the cinnamon, hazelnut. There's a mocha, and there's a French roast on there. Cowboy blend, that's some good stuff. Will Stewart, you're going to like that if you like the darker stuff. So hats, there's some new hat designs. I'm working with a designer who happens to design dart barrels and packaging and other stuff for a manufacturer. And he does some cool, fun stuff on the side. And so we are going to hopefully provide a cool dart design clothing line type of situation. Something that everybody can feel good about wearing. It's not, and I don't want to say there's stuff out there that's kind of cheesy, but it's regurgitated. Like the ape to man throwing a dart. Those types of designs, which are cool clip art, we are working on creating actual design stuff. So if you've ever followed any of the big t-shirt companies out there, a lot of them are military based, or, you know, like the guys in the military come out and like, yeah, there's AR-15, Black Rifle Coffee, which I shouldn't talk about them because they're coffee, but they have good coffee. They do t-shirts. So it's kind of going to be that idea style, is we're going to have these really cool designs that are just dart, around darts. And so look for that stuff to be coming soon as well, working on some of that. So just trying to create some good stuff for the darts community to, bring in some life into the darts community and allow others that aren't part of the community to come in and join and feel kind of welcome within the community as the darts community grows. We've got a lot of people that are now playing darts. I was looking at some stats that just the growth over this past year has been enormous. And so hopefully we, being me, can do some stuff to help the community grow and continue to prosper and people to enjoy it and like it. So that's kind of the big announcement, is that the coffee's ready, because I've been talking about that for a while. I know that I talked about that I have a book that I'm working on. I don't even know where it went. It's kind of been in a stalled process, but I'm kind of getting back into it. I want to do a book that's more social media driven to help the darts player understand social media. So that might, I don't know. We're working on that. But I am excited about Thursday. And if you guys, those that are watching, didn't catch this, I have a gentleman coming on this Thursday morning at 8 a.m., Rob Balabas. He teaches social media, teaches YouTube, he teaches like Instagram and just how to do social media. And it was interesting because I called a number of these guys. I know a lot of these guys, and kind of pitched the idea of, hey, come on the show because it's darts. And to be very honest, a lot of these guys, and some of these are big YouTube guys and people that teach this stuff. They all kind of looked at my niche, which is what this is considered, as being way too small. Like, hey, it's fun that you do that, Matt. And yeah, you're okay, cool. You're having fun with it. But they're looking at the business aspect side of it, to be very honest. Rob wasn't like that. Rob was like, dude, yeah, let's do it. Like, I was on Rob's show about a year ago and we just talked quite a bit, and he's like, oh yeah, I totally want to be on your show. Let's come talk about it. He got the understanding that it didn't matter, what the niche was. And let's be honest, guys, our niche isn't small. when it comes to the aspect of this. There's hundreds of thousands of people in our community that could use this service in regards to understanding how to build a personal brand so that you can, receive some of the accolades of being a semi-pro or professional darts player, as we see leagues that are starting to be created within the online darts situation coming together. We're seeing clusters of different player type stuff. You've got USA Darts Production. None of this is a bad thing. You got the Bearded Dart Guy. You have what the Championship Dart Circuit is doing. And these are all kind of different, like they're getting their own players together. So, and there's others that are popping up, the Soft Tip Centrals and the other different little organizations that are kind of building themselves. Even Bullseyes and Brewskis is, you can see that it's percolating. The idea of they'll eventually have their own players that are playing and you can go watch them. And players will swap in and out. But as we see this, you're going to see certain arenas have specific players that are their pros. And if that's going to be you need to have a personal brand. You need to have something to sell yourself. So that's where the social media stuff comes in. And that's why I wanted to bring someone in that totally understands how this stuff works. And so Rob is gracious enough, not even gracious enough. He's excited to come in on Thursday. We're going to be talking about all of that. Scottish Lad, I see you're asking about Soft Tip B52s. They've been ordered. They're in production. And yeah, Matt and Larry, we're going to get to the shoes in just a second. But so the Soft Tips are in production. They're 20-gram barrels. And so those are in production. I expect to have them sometime next month. And so we'll have those. Hopefully I have more boxes that'll be arriving soon. I've got to check on that because I'm almost out of boxes for the steel tips, which thank you to everybody that has ordered steel tips. It's been awesome. I think they've been well received. Hopefully the pricing is good. I didn't want to do the $80, $90, $100 type pricing on them. I wanted to keep it reasonable, and hopefully you guys like the style. I'm working on another style of barrel that's going to be interesting. I'll show it probably here first, but actually my patrons will see it first. So if you're a patron over at Patreon, you'll see that design first. We're working on that. And if you're currently a patron, by the way, with Mr. Will and so forth, you will be receiving a bag of coffee to try and let me know and the darts community know if you like said coffee. So look for something if you're currently a patron over at Patreon. Look for an email or some communication later today asking if you want whole bean or grind, because we offer both of those. And I'll be sending a bag to all of you guys. So that's for you guys, so you guys can taste it and see it, and let me know if it's any good in your opinion. I think it's great stuff. I'm stoked to be able to have a local roaster. I was going to try roasting it myself, but like I need to add one more thing, like shoes. So Larry, shoes. I have actually talked with a couple of smaller shoe manufacturers. There used to be one local, but they closed down a couple years back. But there are a couple. Vans used to be down the street. Unfortunately, they're not anymore. But Vans would be pretty cool. I don't know that Vans would be the best shoe for, but I am currently looking for a shoe manufacturer that we can promote to the darts community that's going to offer something, nice. It would be really cool, and I'm going to push this with the CDC guys, the Championship Darts guys, not the other CDC. Anyway, we won't go there. We got to change that somehow. They're very associated with the PDC, so they're kind of brothers. The Championship Dart Circuit is kind of the brother to the PDC here in America, but I'm trying to figure out a way to allow pretty shoes with color, shoes with substance, shoes that Peter Wright would wear, allowing that to be, when you're playing virtual and you don't see the person, you can wear whatever you want. But I'm working on that one, Larry. I think shoes need to be a big deal. It needs to happen. And as you've noticed, if you've seen if you go back 4, 5, 6 years ago, and the shoes that everybody was wearing, there just wasn't a lot of style to it. But if you've noticed of late, they've seemed to have relaxed on that rule, and you're seeing a little bit more stylization. The Machine, of course, he wears some really nice shoes, dressy shoes. He certainly should have a shoe sponsor and push that. And he might. I mean, he may have a shoe sponsor there in Europe. We just haven't seen it. But as far as I know, he doesn't. But so all fun stuff looking forward to over this year. I'm excited about this year. It's going to be fun. I've got some really cool interviews lined up with some folks. I'm working with trying to get Danny Baggish in and some others from the Championship Darts circuit, which I do their halftime show during the week. My availability to some of those players is a little bit higher. I'm hoping to talk to some of the guys that USA Darts Production is working with, and some of the ladies. I love having the ladies in because they've got just great perspective on darts. And then the Bearded Dart guy and some of the guys that he's working with, like The Truth, would like to, be able to interview them as well. So that's kind of the big announcement for today. Yes, James Wade did have colored shoes at the Worlds. They were basically still a leather shoe, but there was kind of a lighter tan top, and they were kind of like a wingtip. So yes, that's there. Well, thank you, Mr. Will Stewart, mentioning that I've been doing a good job with the Championship Dart circuit. Hopefully you guys have caught some of that and enjoying the little intermission breaks that we do. And I will say for them, just because I can speak a little towards them, because I know the avenue for live darts again is coming. It's being discussed and talked with, and there are certain areas within the country and countries that will allow us to potentially be doing that this year sooner than later. Also, there's the Q schools coming up. There's some other cool things that are happening with them. And I think with USA Productions, and Will, you could speak to this. So if anybody has questions about what USA Productions is doing, which of course they're doing the dart stuff, Will Stewart's a part of that. I believe you guys are working on some stuff as well. So it's going to be cool. Tourneys are going to be back this year, more than likely. It's going to be fun. And as far as I know, the PDC currently is planning on coming to the Garden in New York. And I am figuring out how I'm going to make that one happen when that comes about. Apparently there is a huge tourney next week in Sioux City, Iowa, which is, I'm trying to remember which one that is, because that's a typical tournament that happens. And apparently it's going off and it's going to be live. So if you are in the Sioux City, Iowa region, or just want to go play live darts and be around it, look for that to happen. And Ricky Jackson, you should give Q School a run. I get that you're talking about the Championship Dart circuit. There is news coming out on that, so check out champdarts.com. There should be some information in regards to that, but we'll be announcing on the Championship Darts Facebook page more about that, I think, today. So look for that coming out. What's going on, Mr. Niels? It is a little bit late because I got to end this show here in just a minute because I got to run to the office because I have an 8 o'clock meeting. So there is a youth winter matchup coming up January 30th through the 31st, Will mentions. So if you're interested in that, oh yeah, I saw something about that. So it's 18 and under youth, because, PDC, if you're 26 or younger, you're a youth, or 28, or, what is it, 40. If you're under 40, you're considered a youth in the PDC. So here we consider you under youth if you're 18 and younger. So there is some stuff going on for that. Grind from Mr. Scott Carter. He's already calling it out. He's like, dude, I want my grind on. I will be, for those of you that are patrons, I'm probably just going to create a code that you can use on the website, and you can go order your coffee and pick out whatever flavor you want. and what kind of grind or whole bean you need. So look for that sometime today, tomorrow morning, probably today. If you don't see it, hit me up because it just means my kids got a hold of me and my life ended. All right, guys, it is 7:30. I could, again, as always, talk darts because we didn't talk about the PDC next week. We're going to get some fun darts back in. I don't know if you guys have been watching some of the videos Red Dragon's been putting out and some of the stuff Gerwin Price has been doing with his new found fame of being the world champion and #1 player in the world. He's been doing some soccer fun. He took the trophy home. He's been a good champion so far over the last couple weeks, doing the rounds from what I've seen, been doing some interviews. The soccer thing was kind of fun. If you didn't see that, he went and hung out with the soccer team and went through some drills. But he seems to be prepped and ready to do this. It's like he's like, all right, I'm good to go. Let's have a great year. Let's enjoy it. I think they should, being that they're both Red Dragon, Peter Wright and Gerwin Price, finding some way to, and you don't want to take away from Gerwin's championship, but I just feel like Peter Wright got lost out last year on some of the accolades that he should have, and rightfully so, should have gotten as world champion. Hopefully they'll figure some piece out to that, or maybe it'll be a driving force for him for next year to come back and keep, or not keep it, but take it back, but keep it in the Red Dragon stable, but, maybe steal it from his buddy. So we'll see what that's about. But I'm excited. This Thursday again, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Jump on in, learn a little bit more because it's an ongoing thing, and we'll be talking about it throughout the year, how to work with social media to create a personal brand as a darts player so that you're a sellable product yourself, basically, is what it's all about. Manufacturers want to make sure that who they're putting their name on, it's a good situation for them and that it's a sellable product. Being the person, you can't be an obnoxious, rude person. You can't be a sore loser. These are all things that, in how you run your social media, you have to think about that. If you're really thinking of getting into wanting the professional darts label and you want money from manufacturers or product from manufacturers, you have to make sure that you align with where they're at. So if you're not aligning with them because of social media posts that you post, comments that you make on posts, other people's posts, those are all things that get taken a look at. Companies look at your personal social media, and if it's all screaming and yelling about a specific subject with a lot of hate-filled stuff, they're going to bypass you. And honestly, they do look at this stuff. So you need to make sure that as you create your personal brand, you're looking at all of those aspects. What are you doing on social media? How are you responding? Are you responding to people? Are you in groups where you're talking about darts? What's it all look like? Because it's all available. It's all visible. But if your personal page is filled with a lot of ideologies, or hey, this thought process or this, and there's a lot of hatred in it, they're going to overlook you. They're going to go right past you, just because it's a brand situation, and it really is. People think, oh, well, darts, they don't really care, but they do in a big way. And as darts continues to grow and we see money getting thrown into the arena, it's going to become a very important situation as to how you work your personal social medias. Creating having a personal one that you only do with friends and family and other things like that, and kind of keeping that very personal makes a lot of sense. Creating something that's around the brand, like, you guys, a lot of people are friends of mine on social media regular. You'll see that the posts I do on my personal one, sometimes there's some things that might be a little bit controversial, but I never take it into a real big direction. And sometimes I delete things. Like I'll put a question out there, get some comments, and you'll get what I want out of it and delete it. And then there's the Atomic Darts brand, which, stays on point with darts. So just putting that out there. All right, guys, I've got to run because I got to get to the office. thank you so much for watching the show. Don't forget to check out Shot Darts for all your crazy dart barrel needs. But of course, you want to get some B52s in steel tip and soft tip soon. Look for a pre-order on soft tips on those to go live next week. Those are made by Shot, so you're still getting Shot. But it's Atomic Darts. I recommend you pick those up and then check out Shot. But hey, that's just me. Don't forget to check out Magic Wear as well. They create incredible jerseys. I'm not wearing the jersey because I got to run straight out and get into a meeting. And as well, Condor Darts, which is Trinidad Darts, and the Condor Flight and Shaft System by Trinidad. All right, guys, thank you all for watching this. Don't forget, this Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Rob Alabas will be joining us to talk about social media for the darts player. And I think it's going to be really a good one. And for those of you that are just doing the live stream stuff or doing YouTube and all that, he'll be talking, about stuff that'll make Mrs. Atomic had to chime in. He'll be talking about that type of stuff as well. And he'll be talking about a product called Tube Buddy, which has been created for YouTube, and it helps with analytics. So he'll be talking some about that. And that's an important piece if you're doing anything on YouTube, is to have a product like TubeBuddy to go side by side with it to show you your analytics. And then there are other analytic type programs that are available for the other socials, and that's all important stuff. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging in, checking this out. I will see you guys Thursday morning with some more coffee and darts. Don't forget to check out the wonderful coffee that we now have over at atomicdarts.com. And that is correct. We have coffee now. All right, guys, I got to run. Love you all. Thanks for hanging in. And I will see you guys Thursday morning.